What's up, guys? Craig here, and welcome back to Cinemaxing. Today, I want to talk about Project Hail Mary. And to get straight to the point, this movie is why we love the movies. I took my wife and my mother yesterday to see it, and straight up, it was the best magical theatrical experience I had since seeing Top Gun Maverick. That's not a joke. The movie is phenomenal. You have to see it. So, the story is about Ryan Gosling, who plays a school teacher, science school teacher, who wakes up on the spaceship way out in space, all by himself. The other crew members have died. He's all on his own. And he has no memory of what's going on. And he slowly regains his memory of what's happening. The reason he's on the ship, his mission, and the whole thing unfolds between what he's experiencing at that moment on the ship and his memory is continuously regaining the memory. And he finds out, the story is he finds out there's this substance in space that's destroying the sun and destroying all the suns in the solar system, in the universe. And the magical movie science, they find one sun in the distant space that's not affected, and so he's been sent to figure out why. And this is a small cast. To me, this movie reminds me of Castaway. Remember Castaway, Tom Hanks? And that he gets stranded on a desert island, or an island, and it's all him? That's this movie. It's all Ryan Gosling. He shines in this movie. He truly shows what a great actor he is here. I mean, he's been on a tear lately. We remember Barbie from a few years ago. It should have been called Ken, because Ryan Gosling as Ken was that movie. The movie was Ken enough just for him. Sorry, Margot Robbie. It should have been called Ken. And here he does the same act. He steals every scene he's in. Now, what do you mean he steals a scene? Isn't it just him? Well, he's got one other person in the movie with him. Rocky. What is Rocky? So when he gets to the sun to figure out why it's not living, there's another spaceship there. And he makes contact with alien life for the first time. And spoiler alert, it's a rock. And he calls it Rocky because he can't pronounce the language. And they figure out a way to communicate. And this is the relationship of the movie. The Rocky, I'm looking up online, Rocky is 50% puppet and 50% CGI with the mechanical, the technician doing the voiceover. And it is a beautiful relationship. Again, think of Castaway. It's Tom Hanks and Wilson, the volleyball, where they just bond. Although Wilson's talking back this time in a very childish, unknown way. He's very intelligent, this alien creature. To me, it's like a setup of the autistic tech nerd with no social skills. That's what Rocky reminds me of. It reminds me of an alien creature that is a parody of a character on The Big Bang Theory. You know what I mean? Just a socially awkward nerd has no idea how to emote and what to do. But that's what makes this movie magical. Is this storyline. Again, I harp on stories on this channel because it's so lacking, and it's nailed here. The other aspect is, what are movies? They're motion pictures, right? It's a visual medium. Ridley Scott famously, when the producer said Blade Runner 2 original, where he's like, well, it's a visual medium, you asshole. It's the same thing. This movie is the true, sorry Nolan with Interstellar, which is overrated. Sorry, don't kill me on that one. This is the true successor to 2001: A Space Odyssey. The awe of space. There's a scene in this movie right when they're going to this other planet, and it's with this first contact with the spaceship, Rocky's alien spaceship. And then when they're in the tunnel connecting, there's just awe and wonder you don't see in sci-fi anymore. There is no of this contemptible cynicism, nihilism. It is pure wonder of the unknown and experiencing something for the first time. I was overawed in this movie just watching it. You have to see this on the big screen. That's why I said it's the best theatrical experience since Top Gun Maverick. This has to be experienced on this giant screen. You're just overwhelmed by what you're watching. It reminds me of I wish I was a little bit older just to see 2001: A Space Odyssey back in 1968 when it came out. By the way, Warner Brothers, what are you doing? Kubrick Estate, re-release it for the big screen so we can see it. But you're just overwhelmed by the visuals in this. They're spectacular. They are flawless. And the Rocky, the the mixing between the puppet and the CGI, it's just seamless. Like, it's seamless. And the one scene in this movie, again, spoiler alert, they're just seeing when they're trying to collect a sample from the planet next to the sun that's not dying. And this is the most emotional scene in the movie, where Ryan Gosling, he's in the captain ship, it falls for, he smacks his head on the panel, he's unconscious, but the ship is getting pulled down to the planet, it's going to be destroyed in the atmosphere. And Rocky, who's in an alien, he's got his own little bubble he's in to try and protect him because he's not in the atmosphere of his spaceship and his world anymore. Where he's breaking out and he's Rocky trying to save him, but as he's saving Ryan Gosling, getting him into medical, you could see him melting. He's smoking from this atmosphere he's not used to. And you can hear, I think the sound designers use the sound of like a whimpering puppy. You're just, oh my God, me and my wife and my mother were all in tears. Like, the scene is so emotional. And it's just these emotional scenes that just ground the movie in all this wonder you're seeing. And I don't want to give too much away, but you just have to see this movie in person. Like, it's Gosling steals the movie. The visuals are overwhelming. This is a movie experience that, again, I give a lot of spoilers, but I really want you to see this movie. It's doing so well. This is why we go to the movies. Again, you just get these emotional scenes, and the ending is so cute. Like, it's so funny. Like, it's one of those things that can only exist in the movies. I mean, the direction is flawless. The acting is flawless. The writing is flawless. It combines wonder and hope. You know, all visual spectacle with real human emotions. It's something so rare today in the movies. Like this, I say the successor for 2001, A Space Odyssey. Again, you can make the analysis where the most human character in 2001 is Hal the computer, and then Rocky, this alien rock, is just so emotional and so wonderful. Like, I can't praise this movie enough. Is there anything I can criticize about? No, not really. Like, it all comes together. Like, this is a movie you have to see in theater. This is why we love movies. Like, Ryan Gosling should get an Oscar nomination for this. If he hasn't already. He deserves this next year. Like, he should have won it for his comedic talent in Ken. And he shows more of this comedic talent in this movie with Rocky, with the alien. But he deserves this for the emotions he shows, because he goes through this full gambit of emotions, from shock and horror at the situation when he first regains his memory, for when he doesn't wake up, and when he wakes up and he doesn't have his memory, to, you know, this odd wonder he has, like we, the audience, have as he's experiencing this alien life form for the first time, to his emotion, to his regret and his disgust with himself when he finds out his cowardice back when he regains more of a memory before he went into space, to the joy he has to this relationship. Like, Gosling deserves an Oscar for this movie. Like, Oscars stop giving out Best Actor awards if he doesn't get it next year for this movie. And it deserves just that. This should run the Oscars next year for direction, for adapted screenplay, for acting, for visual effects. It should run the gambit. So if you are like so cynical about movies, like you see this all the time where people are like, I don't go to Hollywood anymore. Oh, I haven't gone to the movies in years. It all sucks now. Go see this movie. This shows hope. Like, hopefully the movie business turns itself around. This is the kind of movie that can do that. That makes you fall in love with the movies again. Go see it in theaters. It has to be seen in theaters. It's the little screen, the little phone I'm on right now. Don't watch it on the phone. Watch it on the big screen. So I'll see you tomorrow, where I'm going to talk about Chuck Norris and Sidekicks, long overdue. Rest in peace, Chuck. Or rest in peace to the Grim Reaper, because Chuck probably took his job. Go see Project Hail Mary. And as always, ABC, always be Cinemaxing.